Hello, Year 1, and welcome to today's lesson. It's Monday, the 22nd of February 2021, and I'm here today to go through your English learning with you. So what are we learning today? We are learning to talk confidently about a range of traditional stories, recalling characters, settings, and events. It's quite a long one, that, isn't it, with lots of words into it. So I'm going to read it to you again. So if you think about what I'm saying, we are learning to talk confidently about a range of traditional stories, recalling characters, settings, and events. So how can we be successful today? Well, I'm going to need you guys to pay attention to any new vocabulary, and maybe if you're at home, you could make a note of any of those new words that you've heard. Maybe if you're not sure what they mean, ask a grown-up. And in school, we're going to be adding them to our English board. So we're going to hopefully try and create a bit of a word bank. You are also going to have to use your prior learning about traditional tales. So that means anything that we've learned about traditional tales in the past, we want you to try and remember that, because you're going to have to use some of that learning to help you move forward today and be successful. So we're going to have a little session now. We're going to have a retrieval moment. So our retrieval moment, again, is to try and jog your memory. Think about something that we've learned in the past and try and remind ourselves. I'm going to ask you a question. What is a traditional tale? What do you know about traditional tales? Can you name any? Do you know any language that might be used in a traditional tale? So just make some notes. Start to create a bit of a word bank at home. Make some notes of any new vocabulary. You can add to this as the week goes on. Okay? Right, I'd like you to have a look at this picture. First of all, this picture is titled The Troll. Have a really, really good look. The Troll. So who or what is it? Can you think of a traditional tale that has a troll in it? Look at that picture and then have a think. Can you think of a traditional tale that has a troll in it? Try and use your knowledge, things we've already learned about traditional tales, to help you here. Right, have a look at this book cover. What book do you think this is? It's called The Three Billy Goats Gruff. What do you know about this story? Do you already know about this story? What characters are in this story? Where is this story set? Is it set in a busy village? Is it set out in the countryside? What are the main events of this story? What are the main things that happen? So let's go through them. Thinking about the characters in this story then, just looking at the front page of this book, I can already name most of the characters. We've got the troll, and then we've got the big billy goat, we've got the medium-sized billy goat, and we've got the little teeny tiny billy goat. So there's already 4 characters that I can name. Where is this story set? Well, it looks to me like this story is set out in the countryside somewhere. There's lots of fields and there's a bridge with a stream running underneath it. What are the main events of this story? So there we need to think about the start, the middle, and the end. So you don't need to write this down, but you can if you want to. You can just make some notes in your purple book. Just have a think. See if you could break this story down. Remember, when we're thinking about the main events, that's not every single little detail of this story. That's just the main things that happen. See if you can break this story down into start, middle, and end. Just have a go. Now I'd like you to have a look at this picture titled The Wolf. Sorry, titled Mr. Wolf, not The Wolf. It's titled Mr. Wolf. Have a really good look at this picture. What does this picture remind you of? So this picture is called Mr. Wolf. Who or what is it? Can you think of a traditional tale that has a wolf in it? Maybe make some notes, maybe record a few in your purple books. Here we have another book cover. Another book cover. This is another traditional tale. Little Red Riding Hood. What prior knowledge do you have of this traditional tale? So what characters are in this story? So we know we've got the wolf, we've got the Red Riding Hood, it's also the grandmother, possibly the mother too. We've also got the woodcutter who comes and saves the day at the end. Where is this story set? In the woods, of course. What are the main events of this story? Think about the start, the middle, and the end. So just have a go. You can do this verbally, or you can make some notes in your purple books. It's up to you. But see if you can break this story down, this traditional tale down, into a start, a middle, and an end. Remember, I don't want all the events of the story. Just see if you can break it into those 3 sections, main features. And here we have another traditional tale. We've got a book cover, and the title is The 3 Little Pigs. And I'm sure you have lots of prior knowledge of this story. So what are the main characters in this story? Well, of course, we have 3 pigs. We have the wolf. We have the mother, who waves off her 3 pigs right at the start of the story. Where is this story set? Think about that one. What are the main events of this story? Think about the start, the middle, and the end. So again, you can do this just by chatting to somebody at home, or you can make some notes in your purple books. That's up to you. But you are thinking about breaking this story down into its main events, start, middle, and end. Not all the details of the story, just the main events. Okay, so your main activity today. You are going to choose one of the traditional tales we have just discussed. So flicking back, we have talked about the 3 little pigs. We've talked about Little Red Riding Hood. And we've talked about the 3 billy goats gruff. So using one of those traditional tales, I would like you to create a mind map in your purple books to share your knowledge about the settings, characters, and events. Now you can do this by drawing pictures. You can write notes. And if you have a look above here, there's a little example of what a mind map might look like. But here I've got another example. How do I create a mind map? So I would expect in the middle, in a circle, you might like to write the title of the traditional tale that you have chosen. And here for the example, I have chosen the 3 little pigs. And then there's a little picture of the 3 pigs, but you could draw a picture or write the title. Okay, and then coming off of your main circle, you can see some arrows, and that is where you are going to share your information. I want all the information you can include about that story, about the characters, about the setting, about the main events. Okay, so there's as much information about that particular traditional tale as you possibly can. Now, if you are going to need a little bit of support, that is okay. You can draw your mind map. You don't need to do as much writing if you don't want to. You can draw lots of pictures to explain the events in the story, to show me all the different characters in the story, to show me where the story is set. You can also use a phonics map to help you label your map, your mind map. And attached here is a nice sound map that's got all of the sounds on there that should help prompt you have a go at your writing and creating those words for yourself. If you want to fly high today, I would like you to have a think about recalling another traditional tale, identifying differences and similarities between the 2 stories. So have a look at the traditional tale that you've created a mind map for and I'd like you to have a go at thinking about another traditional tale and comparing the two stories. How are they different? How are they the same? Okay, let's reflect. So hopefully you've paused the video and you've gone off and you've done your work, and now you're coming back just to finish off so that we can have a bit of time just to reflect on our learning today. So what was our walk today? Our walk was to talk confidently about a range of traditional stories, calling characters, settings, and events. Have you been successful? So let's have a think about that. Can you name a variety of traditional tales, traditional stories? Give me a thumbs up if you can. I'm sure most of you can. Can you talk confidently about your chosen traditional tale? So hopefully you guys have all selected one traditional tale. You've created a mind map, and maybe some of you have even flown high today and you've compared two traditional tales. So if you've done any of those things, big thumbs up. Well done. You have been successful. Please share some of your work by emailing it to us. We hope you've enjoyed your English learning for today, and I look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Bye.